Hi there, welcome back. I don't know how much of this you can see on my desk, but I'm making quite a large set today. I'm making a set of, well, I'm using the scallop coasters, and I'm making a set of beach themed items. And included in those items I've got some napkin rings, I've got a tray, and I've got some coasters. So I'm going to start off with the napkin rings. I've put the sand down and I've put the shells down. I'm just going to drizzle a little bit of resin over the sand just to keep the sand in place. And then I'm going to make the colours for the sea, the water, if you like. Now that's the napkin rings done. Now I don't know how much you'll be able to see, but I just need to do the sand on the tray so that I can start mixing my colours, because I'm using the clear resin from the pot that I will need to use to mix my colours in. So I just need to take some resin out to do the sand on the tray, and then I can mix my colours. I'm using two different types of resin. I'm using a regular resin, transparent, Resin Pro Transparent for the tray and the napkin rings, and then for the coasters I'm using craft resin because it's heat resistant. So I've taken the resin out for the sand now, so I'm going to use Let's Resin Sky Blue and a Resin 8 Persian pigment to do the water. So the most of it's going to be sky blue, which is the lighter colour, and then the darker colour will go at the top. So I'm just going to mix a few drops of this in. I don't want it too dark, I don't want it dark at all, I just want it a tint to it really. I want a little bit more than that. I think that's fine for that one. And then I'm going to do the Persian. These Resin 8 pigments, they're a new one that I've got. I've had Resin 8 pigments before and they come in plastic bottles, but these ones have actually come with a dropper, and it makes them so much easier to use. I'm really pleased that they've come with a dropper. Mix that. I don't want too much of this, I just want a hint of it at the top really. Just put a little tiny bit more in. I'm going to do the napkin rings, and then I can move those out of the way and move things around so that you can actually see what I'm doing then. So I'll start off with the napkin rings first. I think I actually want a little bit more colour in there. Still very light. I'm going to put a drop of this one in as well. Still trying to get the right colour here. It's a set of 8 napkin rings or whatever you want to use them for, but I'm only doing 4. I'm just doing, because I've got a set of 4 coasters, so I'm just doing the set of 4 napkin rings. The shells are moving about, so I'm just going to bring those back down. We're going to have to babysit my shells for a while, but that's not an issue. That's fine. Okay, so now I'm just going to pour the resin into the napkin ring holders themselves. These are the bits that go on the back that the napkins actually go through. It's quite difficult to pour them because they are so fine around the edges. Okay, so now I'm just going to pop a little bit of the darker blue at the top. It's not much darker, but it just gives that little bit of contrast. Come back to babysit my shells for a minute, and then I'll move this out of the way and I'll move on to the tray. The tray's next. I'm just going to move these out of the way and then I'll focus on the tray. I'll move the tray so that you'll be able to see it. Just looking for somewhere to put my resins while I move the tray. Right, there we go. There's the tray. Let me move my resins. Right. So this one should be a bit easier if I just do it gently, so that I'm trying not to move my shells too much. Again, I'm going to have to spend a bit of time babysitting the shells and making sure there are no bubbles left in there. Colour's quite difficult to see because of the colour of the mould as well. Makes the colour of the resin quite difficult to see, but hopefully when it comes out it will be a nice colour. Right, I'm just going to go along the top edge and add the darker blue. See, there's very little difference, but there is just a subtle difference that will just give it that little bit of added interest. Just covering these little shells up down here as well. There we go. Make sure that's mixed in, just gentle swirls to make sure it's just subtle. Again, I'm going to have to babysit these shells a little bit. Okay, now I'm just going to move the tray out of the way and then I can focus on the coasters. Now I'm using a different resin for the coasters because I need a heat resistant one. So I've got it mixed up ready. Again, I'm going to start off by just adding some resin to the sand to secure the sand in place. And then I'm going to pour a little bit of the resin in to make the darker colour and keep the rest for the lighter colour. So the first one is Let's Resin Sky Blue. That's going into the larger pot. Just the same as I did before, I'm going to put a drop of the Resin 8 Persian in as well because I want them to be the same colours. While I've got the Resin 8 Persian, I'll add some to the other pot as well. That one seems okay. Let's have a look at this Persian. going to put another drop of the Persian into the bigger pot, and I'll put the lid on the sky blue because I know how clumsy I am and it'll end up everywhere. Okay, so I'm going to start pouring the lighter coloured resin at the bottom. Yeah, and these are going to need a bit of babysitting for a while. But when I say babysitting, basically I mean I've got just going to have to keep pressing down the shells and making sure that the shells aren't causing any bubbles. Just using the heat gun to get rid of any bubbles that the shells are causing. So I'm just going to add the darker blue around the tops. Move my shells out of the way first because I don't want to cover those over. And apart from babysitting for the next half an hour or so, that's all I need to do with these. Let's keep pushing these shells down, just blasting them with the heat gun. If there's any shells that are popping up like that, then I will just come back and top up with a little bit more resin later on. Hi, welcome back. I'm going to demold this beach themed set that I made yesterday, so I'm going to start off with the napkin rings first of all. I'll demold them and then I'll put them against some cards so that you can actually see them properly. Got a little bit of overspill on these on the actual rings, but I knew I would have when I poured them. They're actually very difficult to pour. It's only a tiny bit of overspill, which will be easy to deal with. But they're quite difficult to pour because the holes for them are quite thin and fiddly. I think next time I'm going to pour them with a dropper. Use a dropper or even a cup with a smaller spout on it or something, just so that I can get into the little holes better. But it is only a very thin layer of overspill, which is easy. It's just picking off now as I'm taking them out. That's fine. And I've got an extra Brucey bonus of a little diamond there. I'll just move this tray out of the way because I've got the other ones to do when I've shown you these on the card. So let's have a look. I think we'll probably use white card. So they're very pretty. That's the top of the napkin ring, and then the base of the napkin ring will go on like so. I might do them that way actually. No, I'm not sure which way I'll do them, but the base will go on like so that the napkin goes through the middle there, and then you've got the napkin ring design at the top. But I'm really happy with those. I really like the way the two blues have merged together as well around the top. Let me just bring them closer to the camera. I like the way the two blues have merged together. I'm really happy with those. So I need to put those together. So the next thing I'm going to demold, let me see what's on top of my pile, is the tray. So I'll just pop those to one side while I do the tray. Looks like there's some nice swirls of blue in the tray, so let's hope that's what it comes out like. So let's just take the tray out. I'm going to put handles on the tray as well. Just got a tiny bit of overspill at the top there, but that's easy to deal with. That's really pretty. And again, I like the way, let me get some card, it'd be easier for you to see on the card. I like the way the blue, the darker blue, just slightly merges with the lighter blue. I think it's a nice combination of the two colours. I don't think there's too many shells, and that all the shells have stayed down, which means they're all under the resin, which is good for me. So I'm really pleased with that. I like that. I'm going to I'm not sure whether to probably put a handle just there so that I'm just missing the shells. Just put one little small handle on each side, like a knob type handle. Just put one on each side, but I really like that. And then finally I've got the coasters to demold. So I'll demold them all first, and then we can have a look at them. Oops, I've got a tiny bit of overspill there. Just move the mould out of the way. Again, I really like these. They've turned out really pretty. Pop all four on the card. I'll do two at a time on the card. Again, I like the way the blues have merged for the sea. I'm really happy with those. The shells are all under the resin, which is good. Yeah, I really like those. I might be just doing one at a time actually for the camera. So there's the first one. I love the starfish. There's the next one. I think it'd make a nice little set, this, especially for a beach themed meal or a beach themed wedding or something like that. Yeah, I'm really pleased with those. Very happy. What's my other saying? Over the moon. Over the moon I am. Makes me sound really Yorkshire, which is where I'm from now. Over the moon. Right, so I'm going to say bye for now, and I will be back shortly with another experiment. So I will see you soon. Bye for now.